Hey guys, how's it going? Just picked up a new toy here. It's a Polaris Sportsman 335. Scored this off of Facebook Marketplace. It's not terrible. Don't know a whole lot about it. When I picked it up, they said that the guy's girlfriend's grandfather used to ride it around the farm, and he had some health issues and wasn't really able to use it or do much on the farm anymore, and went on dialysis, some other stuff. So it had sat. They couldn't really give me an idea for how long, but it was sitting outside. It's not in terrible shape. All the tires were flat. We had to air those up, and you can see it's missing a couple of the side panels, but the seat's not in bad shape. Not exactly sure of the year. I'll have to look into that. One of the things I did see and notice, I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but the boot on that half shaft it's toast. It's done. You can hear it clicking pretty loud when you roll it. But I did check the engine, and it's not locked up. They claimed that it ran when it was parked. So we shall see, but overall, not a bad score for 200 bucks, and we'll see what we can do with it and maybe get it running. So let's start off and get that seat cover off and see what we can find. Okay, so we went ahead and got the seat off. I pulled out my battery charger here because there is no battery. Not at all, so let's see about getting that hooked up. It has the key, but it's seized in place. Maybe in the on position, I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out. I think it is seized in the on position, but it's something we'll have to look into here. But check out trying to get this hooked up. See if we can get any juice going to it. No, we've got nothing. Nothing happening here. Let's see, we've got another issue here. This master cylinder must be seized up because we got a floppy brake lever. Okay. Let's dig in a little bit more into that ignition switch to see what we can find. Alright, so I got this ignition switch out of here, and I was getting ready to take it apart, and magically we were able to get it to turn now. And with that, we see some faint signs of life. That neutral light is now on. Now, push the start button, we get nothing. So that is either a broken wire, an issue with this switch, or it's solenoid. Now I'm gonna jump in it here with the screwdriver. We do get it cranking over, so let's look and see what I can find as far as what's going on there. It's completely bone dry as far as fuel goes, so we'll add a little bit and see Maybe if we can get it to cough a little bit. Maybe run. I highly doubt that, but we'll see what we can do. So we just went through and I checked. So we've got fuel flowing to here, most definitely, because it is leaking a little bit from this petcock. But also went ahead and checked. We do have spark when I'm cranking it. I forgot to film that part, but it probably wouldn't have helped anyway. It's a little bit sunny right here, and I don't know if it would have been able to show up on camera anyway, but we do have spark. So if we've got spark and we've got compression, then we know it's probably the most fun part of all, which is a carburetor issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on trying to get that thing out of there, and we'll set it up on the bench and go through it and see if we can get it all cleaned out and maybe try to get this thing to fire up. All right. Okay, went ahead and got the carburetor out. That was fun. You can see it's pretty grody. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but really what you have is you have your throttle. Okay, and that comes down through this hole right here, and then there's a retainer that holds it right there, your throttle, and then right through this hole right here you have your choke plunger that goes in. And those were not the most enjoyable to get out. Work on these. It's obviously going to be a fun time with these corroded Phillips heads in the bottom of this float bowl. I always find that these ATV carburetors are always unnecessarily complicated. Somehow riding mower engines, similar displacement, found a way to have chokes and throttles all in one linkage. And they don't need multiple fuel lines and all kinds of other crap and diaphragms and everything for them to work. And apparently ATVs just have to have all that extra crap. I'm gonna go ahead and get a hammer driver, see if I can try to get this flow bowl off without stripping those Phillips head screws. Be right back. Okay, so I've got it in the vise now. I got my hammer driver here with 1, 2, 3 step downs to 1/4 inch. And just want to be real careful with these not to strip them, because it's their favorite thing to do. Got a couple of these already just to make sure that it would work. Let's see what kind of party we got going on in this bowl. This punch bowl of love right here. Interested to see what the float looks like too. I have to be careful putting these in here. Oh, there we go. Ugh, that is varnish. That float is sticky. Look at that. It's like a delayed reaction there. This obviously looks like the crap. You ever seen Home Alone 2? When they're outside of that building, when they finally get out and they're on the rope and they fall down and they get all that varnish on them. Yeah, that's what this is. Okay. I'm going to work on getting this out of here, and we'll come right back. Alright, so we can see right here that lacquer varnish crap all over this stuff. And it was kind of a pain to get that needle out of the seat, but it slowly and surely came out. Hopefully I'll be able to save it. If not, check about getting a carburetor rebuild kit, but see what I can do about soaking it and getting all of this gunk cleaned out. The gaskets all came off pretty clean, so if I can get that stuff all cleaned out of there, I might be able to save this carburetor. The diaphragm that was here was still good. No tears or holes or anything in it, so we're good there. But yeah, I did get it to cough and fire. Having the starting fluid as my guide, just to make sure that, you know, it was running, absent the fuel delivery problem and carburetor issue that is ever so apparent. Let me just look at that cooked on there. It's see if I can get this thing to focus. There we go. And you can see it all over that thing. So we'll try to get it cleaned up, see what we can do. I mean, if not, this is probably one of those carburetors you can buy a Chinese knockoff version on Amazon or something just to get it running. You know, it doesn't have to be beautiful or perfect, but let's see what we can do to save this one. Alrighty. Alright guys, the carburetor went for a bath in the parts cleaner here. Right here. Nothing too fancy, but it did the job, because now we can see the carburetor's all nice and clean. You can actually see the float, and it moves. Freedom. Here we go. Yeah, I disassembled all the float mechanism and the main jet and all that, and we cleaned it out so that we've got everything moving freely now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this back on there, finish buttoning it up, put the bowl on, see if we can get fuel flowing in here but not overflowing. Needle and seat looked okay. Rubber was still good. So hopefully if the fuel flows and nothing else gets in our way, should be able to get it started. So let's find out. Alright, so we got the carburetor button back up. I'm gonna finish putting the remainder air housing cover back on. Let this thing sit for quite a while, so there should be plenty of fuel in the tank. We've got our carburetor all cleaned out. There we go. And we'll try to give it a pull start. Lights on. Yeah. She's alive. Alive and well. Perfect. Awesome. There we go. You can't beat that. So, I don't know how much more I'm going to do to this, because there's one thing I know about ATVs. They can quickly turn into money pits. And a lot of the folks who buy these used ATVs, you know, these things aren't cheap new. And, you know, it's always been mind-boggling to me, you know. I guess it's because I value money. I don't know what it is, but, you know, people spend $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 on these things, I don't know, and just beat the ever-living crap out of them, like non-stop. They don't take care of them. They just let them rot, and then wonder why they're really not worth as much. But, you know, even then, sometimes they're still worth a decent amount. They're crap, you know. I don't know. It's just weird to me. But you know, I think we've done pretty good on this one. It runs. Might see if I can take it a spin around the block here, and you know, if everything is good enough, I think we might pop this on some local advertising platforms and find it a new home. And we'll be on to the next project. But yeah, this one was pretty fun. It's not a bad little unit. You know, my first Polaris. I haven't heard the greatest things about them in terms of reliability. This doesn't seem to be any different than any other 20-year-old ATV that's seen a hard life. But, you know, it is what it is. When it comes to ATVs and motorcycles, I've always kind of been a little bit more of a Honda guy. But, yeah. So, post any questions, concerns in the comments. Let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe button. Give me some thumbs up, some thumbs down. Let me know. You know, we're making these videos. We're trying to get a little bit better at the filming every time we do them. But, you know, we must have done something right, because she's running. So, yeah, till next time. Adios, fellas.